You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakney.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Brandon Blakney, back at it again with another one. Got Coach Nick Jones with me, as well as Bishop Boswell out of Myers Park High School. Guys, I appreciate y'all hopping on with me, man.
Appreciate you having us for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, we back. Okay, you good. So, man, I love to start off the show kind of just giving the guests a chance to tell a little bit about their background. So, y'all speak freely. Just kind of tell us how y'all got into hoops and how the love of the game grew within you.
I'll go first, I guess. I really just love basketball since I was young. I grew up playing it. I think my mom introduced me to it, and I started playing like little rec league when I was 4. So I've just always been around the game, and then it's grown over time. My love for it.
Yeah, for me, I grew up in Chicago, so I was a Bulls fan during the Jordan years. So that kind of fostered my love for the game. And then, playing throughout my childhood, through high school. And then once I got in college, that's where my love for coaching and my interest kind of picked up, and been here ever since.
Absolutely, and I know it's been quite a year for you guys winning the state championship. Bishop, your first year at Myers Park. Take us through just a recap of the year. Did y'all feel like this is what we were supposed to do, or how was that?
Yeah, we said all season it was championship or bust. So that was the goal all year, and what we worked towards during the summer before and everything. So my first year, it took some time adjusting to the guys, because we had a lot of talent.
Yeah.
So like me in particular, I had to find my role with the team, where I fit and stuff like that. But every day, every practice, and every game, it just got a little bit easier until at that last 10 games maybe or so, we were really just clicking. And, we ended up getting it done.
You want to add anything, Coach?
Yeah, like it was a year where we knew it was going to be challenging. Trying to work in a new face with a group that had been together, but also knowing that we were going to have increased expectations. And, our standard wasn't changing. Our standard is always compete for championships and hopefully try to win one. And that's how we approached every day. And, we had some ups and downs in the early part of the season, but we were able to figure some things out about ourselves that we could build on towards the end of the year. And once we got to the end of the year, we were rolling and clicking on all cylinders, and the results kind of speak for themselves.
Absolutely. How tough was that move for both of you guys? Like trying to make that adjustment of fitting Bishop in, getting that talent to be cohesive, but also playing a hell of a schedule too.
I mean, you didn't have any off nights in the beginning of the season, and practices for us are up tempo and they're detailed and they're structured. And you're teaching, but at the same time, you got to get working. And B is coming from a situation where, he was the man, and could put up big numbers. But on our team, he had to do more of a role to distribute the ball, but also still be himself. And that's not easy for everybody to do on either side of the equation. But he did a really good job at it. Each day getting better and better. And towards the end of the year, he was playing his best basketball for sure.
Bishop, do you think that it helped you become a better league guard this year, playing with so much talent, being able to distribute the ball?
For sure. We have 4 and 5-star guys that I'm competing against in practice every day. So, all that does is just, make you compete and make you better. So I think just like the intensity of the practices, forget the games and the tough schedule, but just playing against those guys in practice every day definitely just, improve my game.
Most definitely. And you mentioned so many college prospects on you guys' roster. What's the recruitment process been like for you, Coach Jones? I know you're around a lot of guys and coaches that are hitting you up, wanting to come out to practices and stuff like that. What type of things you telling the kids to kind of help manage this and help the families out?
The first thing I say is try to enjoy the process and don't be overwhelmed by it. Um, it's some of it should be fun. It's
Mhm.
You're in that 1% that's getting really recruited to play at the next level. So you've got a privilege at hand to be, playing at that level. So enjoy it a little bit.
Mhm.
But make sure you're getting all the information that you need. Make sure that you're asking all the right questions. You're doing your own research to see where your game will fit, but also what's going to be the best fit for you as a person with that program, with that coaching staff at that university. Some things look good and sound good, but it needs to be the right fit, and you got to have information. So that's probably the biggest thing is for the families. We've been talking about just gathering the right info and then making sound decisions from there.
I know with how the transfer portal is, it's been impacting recent classes. How do you think that it's impacted the rising or rising senior class coming up next year in 2024?
I think it's finally starting to get a little closer to normal. The further we kind of get from that 2020, 2021 COVID year classes, as these 6-year players start falling off and it kind of resets back to 4-year guys, 5th-year grad transfer guys, I think you'll start seeing more of the high school players benefit a little bit more again. I think you're seeing it a little bit more with this 2024 class, where you're seeing a lot of guys come off the board early already. But the portal is still going to be here. I don't
Yeah,
think it's going
you ain't
anywhere.
lying.
And it's something that guys are going to have to adjust to. And when you get to school, you've got to produce. Otherwise, coaches are looking other avenues to get better players.
Absolutely. And Bishop, for you, I know on the other side of things, talking to schools, I know I saw recently you got the Xavier offer, USC offer, been having a big or spring already. I feel like your stock's really soaring right now, especially over the last couple months. How are you managing that? What are schools telling you? How do they see you fitting in?
Yeah, you know, I was kind of under recruited, early. A lot of schools didn't know about me. So I think, they just kind of wanted to see more consistency after like last AU season. So I think through the high school season and then to start, the AU season, I showed that. So my recruitment's picked up a lot, and I've talked to a lot of colleges recently, and as you said, got some offers. So that's big time, and it's been exciting for me and my family. But definitely just wanted me to come in as a point guard or combo guard. Different schools want different things, and just talking to me about that. The impact I can come in and have and help a program.
Who have you been in contact the most with so far this or summer, I guess spring and slash summer coming up?
Yeah, Georgia and Wake Forest were definitely like the early ones to jump on me. My earliest offers that showed the most interest. And then recently I've heard a lot from Georgetown and Xavier and then USC. So they've been on me, as of late.
For both you guys, finishing the high school season and then coach with you with Team Curry and then Bishop with you with CP3, how have y'all made that transition now, just flipping that switch from high school ball going straight into that monster of travel ball is?
For me as a coach, it's different because you go from being with your guys 5 days a week and preparing for one game a night to only getting your guys on the weekend, and you're preparing for multiple games. And you try to have the same structure and level of detail, but it's not the same.
Mhm.
And this was probably the longest high school season that I've been a part of, in terms of length. So there really was no downtime. So it took a little reacclimation period to get back used to the travel schedule and the differences between Myers Park and Team Curry. But I feel like I'm in a good place now, and we're about to finish up our spring schedule and head into this June stuff with our high schools again. So it's been a pretty smooth transition.
What about you, for Bishop, dealing with that first live period? I know you guys got a stacked team with Team CP3 as well.
Yeah, yeah, like you said, we didn't have much off time. So I think
You good?
sorry, I think I come off fault. Like you said, we didn't have much off time. So I had like
Yeah.
4 days. We're back in the gym at Myers Park. So it's been good. We've been working out, a lot, so I've stayed in shape and stuff. But like kind of like the Myers Park season, a lot of talent. So just kind of finding my role again with the new team and finding what I need to do for our team to win. So pretty much just that.
How do you feel about you guys' start so far?
First two sessions we played really good, and then we had a big loss. Jay Nash, who's a lead guard, so we kind of switched some stuff up some more. But we had a down session this past weekend, so I think just build off what we did the first 2 weekends and get back to it.
Absolutely, and I saw recently my guy Jamie Shaw dropped that top 10 with you in it for combo or for point guards, excuse me, on three. Seeing that, how are you staying focused, but also, keeping your name with the top guards in this class as well? What do you want to show more of this spring and this summer?
Yeah, I definitely have a lot to work on. So blessed that he put me in that. But like me and Coach Jones have talked about a lot, I definitely have a chip on my shoulder just of being overlooked and stuff like that. And regardless of what's going on, just kind of keep that with me, and just keep proving myself night in, night out against the best guards in the country on the UIBL circuit.
Absolutely, absolutely. For you guys going through this summer process, coach, biggest thing is getting some eyes on these kids. What kind of things are you telling players? I know it can be kind of intimidating when them coaches are on the sidelines and guys start getting out of character a little bit on the court.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I repeat during the season. I say you don't have to do anything special to be special. Like you just do what you do. Play the game that you always play. Do the things that you work at every single day, and the results kind of speak for themselves. I think guys get themselves in trouble when they go out there and try to start doing a bunch of stuff that they normally don't do, and they play out of character. Or just like you watch the NBA Combine and you see those guys playing 1,000 miles per hour because coaches are sitting there instead of being able to slow themselves down and kind of think through everything. So I think that's the biggest thing, just being able to stay true to yourself. Coaches are going to be there. They're not going to be there. It's no different than playing in the state playoffs with a gym full of people. Like everybody's there watching you, but that can't change who you are or how you play on the floor.
What do you think coaches are looking to see out there from this 2024 class right now?
First and foremost, I think from any class, they're looking for guys who can come in and possibly help immediately. And they're trying to weigh, do we take a high school kid or do we get a guy who's older, has played in college already, and can help win immediately? And I think as a high school player, especially in the 24 in other classes, how you prove that is, can you defend
Mhm.
and how hard do you play? Because naturally you're going to be in a role unless you're some top 15, top 10 guy. Even those guys, in a sense, are struggling to find their footing. So I think you have to provide some sort of tangible value for a college coach right now to be like, I can pinpoint exactly what I'm going to get from this kid when I put him in the game. I think that is how you separate yourself right now at the high school level. Dealing with the portal and these older guys, you have to give a coach a reason to want to recruit you.
Absolutely. Bishop, with your size, man, most guards that are 6'3", 6'4" aren't being under recruited. Looking at that, defensive capabilities and your length, is that something that you're really trying to lock in on for the next level as well?
Oh, for sure. That's one thing a lot of college coaches have talked to me about. My positional size and being able to guard a one, or being athletic enough to guard a three or bigger. So, and that's also something we did a lot with this season at Myers Park. I was full court pressing and having to guard some really good guards with a tough schedule. So I pride myself on the defensive end for sure.
Looking at the next level, what in general are you looking for in a college?
Um, Obviously, best education you can get with some of the schools I've been able to talk to. So that's a blessing. And then, just improve my game, every day, getting in the gym as much as possible. And then, I made so much progression this year. So I'm just excited to see, where I can maximize my potential.
Absolutely. And I saw recently going to be in the JLC Classic, one of my favorite games to cover over the years. Have you guys ever attended
No,
the
no, sir.
Josh level? So
No,
this will be your first year.
yes, sir.
Do you know anything about it? Like, what are you most looking forward to about that? I know it's gonna be some crazy. It's always crazy comp.
Yeah. A lot of my teammates and friends played in it last year. So I've seen, the videos and a little bit about it, but obviously when you have that many talented guys on the floor, it's just, it's always exciting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Coach, for you guys looking ahead a little bit, not too far, but just next year, building that schedule, you know, what are you guys looking for as far as competition? I know people are dying to play you guys.
Yeah, we're going to be aggressive with how we schedule. Our goal is to be a nationally relevant public school program. So what that requires is you have to leave your state and you have to play people outside of the state. You have to be willing to play nationally ranked opponents in different events. And we've got some stuff cooking up that we can't quite release or talk about yet. But our schedule this coming season will be tougher than our schedule this past
Ooh.
season. And we don't run from that. We embrace that because at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is to get back to March and compete for a state championship again. And we feel like playing teams of that caliber gets you ready for it. Because then you've seen pretty much anything that you can possibly be thrown at the high school level. So we look forward to that, and it's good for our kids. We have 3 kids who are top 100 wherever they fall in the rankings in the country in their respective class. In today's day and age, if you are not scheduling up, you're probably losing those players to other schools who are. So we're very well aware of that, and we schedule the way that we do for a reason because we want guys to understand, even at the public school level, you can get whatever it is that you want for yourself personally at our level.
For you, Bishop, what are you going to be most focused on during this summer going into your senior year trying to improve?
Um, I think just my overall feel as a point guard. Definitely the basic stuff. So get my shot better every day. Tighten up my handle. But I think a big thing is just pace. The pace I play with. So kind of slowing down sometimes because I get out and go fast, which can be a help sometimes, but it can also affect me negatively with turning the ball over and stuff like that. So definitely just pace and then my overall feel of the game.
Absolutely. And guys, before I let you go, do y'all have any advice for younger players or anybody like that that might be going through or potentially going through the recruitment process to kind of deal with it?
Uh, the best thing I can say is just be patient. Don't let anyone pressure you into anything. Just get all the information you possibly can before you make a decision. But just enjoy it because not a lot of people get to go through it. So don't take it for granted.
Yeah, for me, from the coach's perspective, I keep the main thing. In basketball and books, academically, you got to handle your business. Number one, because they can't recruit you if you're not eligible. And number two, when it comes to the game, work on the things that work well for you, because those are the things that are going to draw coaches to you. You get out there and you're trying to do too many things that you're not great at and you don't look good, then they're naturally going to go elsewhere. So focus on your strengths and keep building those up and find time to work on your weaknesses and just stay true to it because you don't know when that one school is going to hop on board, but you got to be ready for that opportunity.
Most definitely. Guys, let them know where to find you at on social media so they continue to follow y'all's journey into next year.
Like my Instagram handle.
Yeah, yeah, whatever you want to promote.
Yeah, my Instagram handle is Bishop Boswell, and then in the Boswell the O is a 0.
For me, it's everything's on Twitter at Coach Jones MPB. I'm always tweeting basketball stuff out, and I get a lot of people that DM me or message me saying they've learned something that I from what I put out. You can also follow the Myers Park _hoops Twitter and Instagram accounts. We put a lot of stuff out about our kids.
Most definitely go give them a follow. First class program. Guys, I appreciate y'all joining me this evening. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, make sure that subscribe button. It's been live with Brandon Blakney. We out.
Thank you.
Hey, appreciate you guys again, man. And y'all keep being great. It'll be up either this weekend or next week, but I'll make sure Des tags y'all and everything.
For sure.
Okay,
All right,
appreciate it.
y'all. Yes, sir.
Thank
Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
you. Yes,
Yep.
sir.